Look, 3.5 years ago, I remember getting off from work and driving to meet Don in the parking lot of the high school where he coached football. When we got to the parking lot, we took our suitcases and put them into the trunk of Don's car. And guys, this car by no means was a good car. I mean, the back door was duct taped shut. It had a few dents, a few scratches, but it did exactly what it needed to do to get us from point A to point B. We were packed up and heading to our very first Fast Start school in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with no IBA, no gas, no place to stay. Our outfits for that event came from the thrift store. I remember Don borrowed a jacket from his dad. I got a dress off the clearance rack that looked like it was worth a little bit of something that I could pull off, right? We borrowed $100 from our upline, Derek and Shakora Simpson, that are in the room right now, and stayed in the back room of my mom's house in Baton Rouge because we didn't have the money. When I say this was the most makeshift business trip we'd ever been on in our life, but we were so excited. When we got there, guys, everything changed for us. Our journey was pieced together from the very beginning. We've been getting everything that we didn't have from people around us. We didn't have the money, we didn't have the clothes, we didn't have the cars, but dadgummit, we had a little bit of ambition. Ambition enough to show up, ambition enough to try. And when we sat in the back room of that Fast Start school watching young and old men and women walk across the stage, we saw the newbies in the room that were just excited to be there. We saw the veterans that walked a little different because they knew life was good. You know, when you have money, you walk a little bit different, right? When we sat there in that room, one thing became painfully clear to us, that there was nothing that could stop us, that our age didn't disqualify us, that our appearances, the way we wore our hair or our lack thereof, were ours to embrace. Guys, it became clear that if we had or could at least develop a belief level, a work ethic, accountability, coachability, a heart posture of a student at all times, that our victory would be guaranteed. Some of you in the room need to know that your victory is guaranteed, that what you give out, you will get back, that what you invest in will prosper, that what you focus on will grow. And I know I've seen a lot of energy in the room. I want somebody to say it with me one time. When I say my victory, you say is guaranteed. My victory.
That sounds so good, Bre. You know what? I gotta try it. My victory. My victory. My victory. See, that Fast Start school was just the beginning for us, right? We didn't have an RVP in our town, but we knew that our victory was guaranteed. We focused on getting licensed. 7 days into the business, we got our license, right? Because our victory was guaranteed. We focused on winning on the scoreboard because we knew that our friends and family did not support us, and we knew that God did, right? And we weren't not gonna let him down. And so one of the things that we did early on in the business that we regret, right? We didn't even trust Primerica in the beginning, right? Our first 2 months in the business, we didn't recruit anybody, right? We were making $6,000 a month those first 2 months. We didn't recruit anybody, and we didn't spend any of the money because we knew if Primerica called and wanted it back, we wanted to just be able to give it back, give it right back to them, right? It wasn't until Bill Whittle called us, and Bill Whittle says, hey, you guys are on pace to be the MVPs at our Fast Start school, that we started spending money. Guys, you have no idea how two broke people can spend $15,000 in like 20 days. Me and Brianna were ordering lobster every night. Guys, we even tried to order zebra, but it wasn't on the menu. I'm telling you, we were blowing through money like you could not believe. But that reckless spending led us to our worst moment in business, guys. Not managing money and treating Primerica like a hustle instead of a business led us to what we call Trash Can June. And that was a moment where Brianna was digging in the trash can for a credit card in order to pay a car note, guys. And that moment fired me up like you can't believe, because as a man that's gonna fight for the woman that he loves, you know what? I told Brianna this is the lowest we will ever get, right? Our victory is guaranteed. We will win because my victory. 3 months after that, we opened an office in Monroe, Louisiana as regional leaders. 3 months after we opened the office, we went regional vice president.
Guys, as regional vice presidents, we won our very first trip just like this to the Bahamas in 2020. And we were at $35,000 in income. And I mean, I just thought that we had arrived. We were the biggest new people on the block. Look, at that trip though, Primerica did two things wrong. Now, you know Primerica really can't do anything wrong, but to me, in my mind, they did two things wrong. Mistake number one was when we got there, we got in for registration and we were excited. They gave us this black string instead of the red one with the letters on it. And I just don't see how we didn't get the red lanyard. I mean, guys, we had been RVPs for 7 whole days before getting to that trip. I don't see how they messed that up. Mistake number two was when we got to the event just like this and we walk in and we're excited and we're dressed fancy and we hand the lady at the door our card and it says table 200 on it and we don't know what that means. And we're like, hey, where's our table? And she kind of points to the right and it's the table all the way in the back, almost in the hallway. And I'm like, man, how do they put the newest $35,000 earners all the way in the corner? I'm sure Glenn could tell that we were going to be MDEs, guys. But in that moment, it fired us up so much. We were fuming and ready to get to work. It felt like just like 2019 when we were in the back of the room watching everybody go across the stage but us. And I had to fire myself and remind myself that, Bre, nothing can hold you back from winning. If you want success, you go get it. If you want a team, first you lead. If you do the work, your victory is guaranteed. If you try, eventually you will succeed. If you do it once, you can do it again. If one quits, you go get another. If you fail, you go back. Guys, we left the Bahamas. We went home and got our 50K watches. 100K rings became $300,000 earners. Promoted 3 RVPs, became senior vice presidents, $400,000 earners. We vowed to do what it took to win. Over and over and over again. There's somebody in the room right now. You've won because you're here. But your next decision is, will I win again? Table 115 or table 8, when you leave out of this room, it's game on. What was done yesterday was done yesterday. We can't leave on previous victories, right? Your future lies in the hands of your work ethic and your consistency. Your legacy is tied to your mindset. Your hierarchy will be birthed from your perseverance. Your milestones are held back by the licenses you won't get. Your growth is determined by you. I need the new people in the room to be determined to come back again next time. I need the black lanyard wearers to upgrade to the red lanyards next time. I need the RVPs to come back as SVPs. I need the MDEs and the people that have been here for over 20 years to continue paving the way for the new generation. I need somebody that's willing to fight for their dreams, somebody that knows their victory is guaranteed, not just because it sounds good, but because they're willing to actually see it through.
Guys, and people ask us all the time, how do you guarantee your victory? And I tell them, it's by giving it everything you got. I once heard a famous billionaire say, all you can do is all you can do. But all you can do is enough. And me and Brianna set out on a crusade to do 3 to 5 appointments a day. People know that's our staple, 3 to 5 appointments a day. And the 2 of us are doing that. That's 6 to 10 appointments a day. And I suggest you do this. I can't tell you guys how to live, but I suggest you do this as well, right? I need you to develop Primerica love languages, right? Me and Brianna would separate during the day. She would be in the field. Sometimes she'd drive to Baton Rouge to do appointments, and I would stay in Monroe, Louisiana. But we communicated via Primerica, right? When she wanted to tell me I love you, she would close an IBA and watch the scoreboard update, right? And when I wanted to text her back, I'd close a $50 Life app and watch the scoreboard update. Because helping families and building our business was our love language, right? And the people at the home office, guys, they're so incredible. Glenn Williams, Bobby Peterman, Steve Madison, Peter Snyder, and John Frady are always incredible. But my favorite person this week is Miss Patty Boyd at the claims department at the home office. Thank you so much for helping us deliver for a family that lost a child this week. Because of you, our victory is guaranteed. Guys, and I want to end with this story. Remember the greatest love story ever told. When it gets darkest, right? And you feel like there's no hope. Always remember how the story ends. Remember when you feel like your best is not good enough and your mistakes are insurmountable. Always remember that your story will end like the greatest love story. And that greatest love story ends like this. For God shall wipe away every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. There shall be no more pain, for the former things have passed away. Then he who sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. Teammates, your victory has always been guaranteed. If you believe that with me, say, my victory.
It's guaranteed.
We'll see you at the top. We are Monroe.